the go. This is Valley News Live at 9 on Fargo CW.
Well, here I thought it was just, all right, just spam, ignored it.
A Fargo woman is telling people to lock down their Facebook before a hacker kicks you off your own account. We've heard from multiple people that criminals are stealing Facebook accounts, changing features of the profile into Arabic, then possibly selling all the personal information over the dark web. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spoke with a woman well known in the community about her social media struggle, and she wants you to learn from it.
She's known for fighting, professional MMA, teaching self-defense through her nonprofit, and battling for the health of those she trains at her gym. But unfortunately, Mariah Prescia was entered into a new duel she wasn't training for.
It's frustrating.
She was typing a message on Facebook to a client on her gym page just seconds before she was hit by a hacker.
I go back to my personal page, it's all in Arabic. And then it kicks me off Facebook and wants me to relog back in. I log in with my normal settings. Doesn't recognize my email, doesn't recognize my cell phone number. I go back in to my email and there's numerous emails for somebody trying to reset my codes.
Her personal account can no longer be found.
So now we have this random guy.
But her gym's page now looks like this.
And different encryptions.
She believes the person who took her account could be a part of this same group being talked about by other media outlets across the country. Victims believe the hackers are selling and buying Facebook accounts, U.S. passports, and entire identities, possibly over the dark web.
I have my gym, I have my athlete page, I have my personal page, I have my nonprofit.
It's a huge blow for Prescia and says you could be next.
The whole goal of our conversation is to make sure that people are aware to set their secure settings and then cover their own identity.
She's struggling to get answers from Facebook, but like most fighters, now that the war has been waged, she's determined to win the battle and regain control of her identity.
Determined.
Reporting in Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
We've reached out to Facebook to see if they've received reports about this hacking group, but we have not heard back yet. Coming up after weather, we'll take a closer look at a semi-crash in West Fargo today that caused quite the traffic jam. Plus, officials believe that they have recovered the body of a missing man in North Fargo. More details on that in just a few moments. But first, Robert, we're seeing more quiet weather after an active week. What does tonight look like?
Yeah, another relatively quiet day. Just a few isolated showers and storms across primarily the northern valley today. And right now, a gorgeous sunset out there as we take a live look outside on the CorWinAuto.com Valley Skycam, part of the Storm Team's Skycam network. That sun sets in about 20 minutes here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. With the setting sun, cooling temperatures down to 72 now. Winds out of the north and northwest at 7 miles per hour. Temperatures elsewhere across the region, 64 up in Langdon, 67 Devils Lake, 71 in Jamestown, also 71 up in the Grand. 72 Fergus Falls, 64 in Baudette, also 64 in Roseau. Winds much lighter than they were earlier today, and they'll remain relatively light during the overnight hours tonight. As we head through the day tomorrow, they'll pick up again out of the west. Not quite as strong as today. Could see some gusts as high as 20 to 25 miles per hour. Some partly cloudy skies out there, some clear skies in the middle, and then a little bit more cloudiness off towards the west and the southwest. Underneath the clouds that we do have, still a few isolated showers, but the trend has been for these to continue to weaken, and they'll continue to do so over the next couple of hours. And I suspect by about midnight, 1 o'clock, we'll see no more precipitation around the area. But tomorrow, it looks like the same thing, redevelopment by tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Most of the northern plains quiet outside of those few isolated showers. It's off towards the south where all the action is. Several severe thunderstorm watches, numerous severe thunderstorm warnings out there. The strongest of the storms making their way out of southeastern Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma. Widespread wind damage being reported with that line of storms as it pushes off towards the south. For us, though, not going to have to deal with any severe weather, just a bit of cloudiness, a few isolated showers over the next few hours, and then some quiet conditions overnight tonight. May see a bit of increase in those clouds as we head towards tomorrow morning in the southern half of the valley. As we head through the day tomorrow, we'll see these clouds go away for at least a little while. We'll see some partly to mostly sunny skies develop across the region, and then as we'll see the clouds build just a little bit during the afternoon and evening hours across the north. And there it is once again. Some very quickly moving showers, maybe an isolated weak thunderstorm across the northern half of the valley as we wrap up your work week. Here in Fargo, we'll start off the day with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the upper 50s by lunchtime. A little bit more sunshine, mid 70s, and later on in the day, some low 80s. Slight chance for an isolated shower, but better chances off towards the north. Picture of the day, a big-time bolt of lightning. This in the Leech Lake area. Thanks to Kara for sending that in. Going to use that as the background to our 7-day forecast. Small chance for a few isolated showers and storms on Friday. A better chance for some widespread showers and storms on your Saturday, and cooler weather, cooler still for your Father's Day Sunday. And then next week, within a few degrees of 80 each day, and a chance for showers and storms Tuesday and Wednesday.
It'll be nice to have a cool down for Father's Day, though.
Yeah, it'll be a refreshing change of pace for the weekend.
All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that video from that semi crash. This is surveillance camera of a nearby business. A Kenworth semi truck was trying to merge onto I-94 from Veterans Boulevard. The semi trailer that was hauling steel beams split in half, causing the beams to go all over the road and eventually sending the semi into another utility trailer. The crash left both semis on their sides. And police say the crash closed down traffic going both east and westbound for an hour. Cleanup caused traffic jams for nearly 3 hours. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this crash. The driver of the flatbed trailer, 27-year-old Brent Boudreau of Winnipeg, he is being ticketed for careless driving. A body was pulled from the Red River in North Fargo this morning. It was found about 200 yards south of the former toll bridge on 12th Avenue North. Crews were bringing in heavy equipment to remove debris from the river, and that's when they noticed a man's body in the water. Police tell Valley News Live, based on the clothing, they believe it is 29-year-old David DeCane, who was missing since June 5th. An autopsy will be used to make positive identification. We've got an update on a story we brought to you yesterday. Officials have now released the name of a woman involved in a deadly rollover crash near Tower City. Police say 56-year-old Regina Cusick of Bismarck died in the crash. Investigators believe her vehicle crossed the median and rolled before then hitting the ditch. She had to be pulled from the vehicle by emergency responders before she was airlifted to a Fargo hospital. A Crookston woman is now awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty in federal court to an accessory to murder charge tied to a murder and meth trafficking ring in the Red River Valley. 42-year-old Lori Ortiz admitted in court today that she was involved in destroying evidence, specifically cell phones used in planning of murder back in March of last year. She's now set for a sentencing hearing in September. Now, the investigation into the murder of Austin Forsman at the Flying J truck stop led to the unraveling of a large meth trafficking ring. 13 people have now been charged in federal court for their involvement. Meanwhile, Crystal Feist of Grand Forks is facing 2 counts of murder in Forsman's death and 1 count of drug possession with intent to distribute. Feist changed her plea to guilty in February of this year. She's set for sentencing in August. A man is in jail after driving his car past the front gate at the Grand Forks Air Force Base. It happened around late yesterday morning. An Air Force Base spokesperson says the car came into the base at about 50 miles per hour. Security officers were able to stop the vehicle and get the man out of the car pretty quickly. Michael Elias of Amaretto, North Dakota, was handed over to the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office. Court records say he's facing multiple charges, including criminal trespassing. All airmen at the Grand Forks Air Force Base now have the same command structure, and it could mean good things for the base's future. Commanders of Air Mobility Command and Air Combat Command have agreed to the realignment of the 319th Air Base Wing. The changes took effect on Tuesday, but today a realignment ceremony was held in Grand Forks. The move now reclassifies staff from medical personnel to the base's public affairs chief. General James Holmes says he's excited for this new transition.
We're really happy to have the wing in Air Combat Command. We'll do our best to give them the same support that they receive from Air Mobility Command, but they shouldn't see much change, and the community shouldn't see much change.
This change affects over 1,400 airmen. Clay County is on the list of the highest cases of gonorrhea in the state of Minnesota. Sexual transmitted infections continue to spike among Minnesota teens. A University of Minnesota study shows teen pregnancy rates are at an all-time low. But STIs are on the rise between the ages of 15 and 19-year-olds. The Clay County Health Department doesn't offer any direct testing services, but say there are resources within the community. They're saying the growing number has been a trend in the past few years.
You know, seeing the trends, last year we saw an increase, so looking forward, it may be something that we look at, but Clay County Public Health is not in, currently strategically working with the community to address it. We do a lot with our clients one-on-one.
Hennon says it's important for parents to talk about their kids about getting tested for STIs if they're sexually active. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, be sure to call us on our whistleblower hotline. That number is 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Last week, Fargo residents that chose not to opt out of the new home recycling program received the new all-in-one recycling bins. The bins take the place of the previous program that required residents to separate recyclables before putting them out for pickup. Guidelines for what can and can't go in the all-in-one recycling bins are the lid, but there are a few caveats. Items like metal lids from glass jars, pizza and frozen meal boxes, and tinfoil cannot be recycled. And paper products like office paper still need to be brought to the Minn Kota Recycle Center. You can begin using the new bins, but pickup will not start until July and will be collected every other week on a regular garbage day. To find out if your recycling bin will be recycled on Blue or White weeks and to see a more detailed list of what can go in the recycling bins, visit the City of Fargo's website. Well, cars were lining the streets of West Fargo this evening so drivers could show off for cruise night. The show, sponsored by the Toppers Car Club, sorted hundreds of these labors of love with everything from the classics to the modern. Event goers of all ages took in the gasoline-fueled sights and sugar-fueled food as they appreciated some unique sets of wheels. For the car's owners, what keeps them coming back year after the year is the unique experiences driving their passion.
I love cars. I love cars a lot. So, I mean, it's just fun doing it, and then you get to visit with a lot of people, and you never can tell what you're going to find.
If you missed tonight's event or just want to get more, Toppers will hold more cruise nights on the third Thursday of the next few months.